Guys, welcome to another episode. Today we are going to review the Creality Falcon 2. So most of you guys know Creality from making 3D printers. We know about their famous 3D printer, the CR10 and those other CRs. But today we have a Laser Engraver from them. And this one is the Falcon F2. It's an upgrade of the Falcon F1 and it's quite big. The work area is 400 by 415 millimeters, so that's quite a sizable machine. And of course, it comes packed nicely the way we expect Creality to be, coming up with all those the foams. The parts are packed nicely in the foam, and inside the box you're going to find a couple of things. Have this part over here. This one you put under the honeycomb. Then of course we have the usual parts, some materials for you, a couple of papers, we're doing some tests, cuts or tests, engraving stuff. Then of course we have the manual, so if you're a beginner, the manual will take you through the whole assembly process. So easy, it's a colored manual available in English and Chinese. We also have a couple of wooden sheets over here for some test projects, and then of course the usual stuff, goggles, a brush over here, a couple of other stuff, some cables, some nuts and some Allen keys. Then you got some of these stands over here. So these stands we're going to screw them under the machine. They're going to be helpful in case you're working with a material that is a little bit thicker. Then of course we also have a couple of other things, but these ones are usually not packed by default. You have to order them separately. So we have a rotary roller, and then of course we have the machine. So the whole machine comes about 90% assembled. So the only thing you need to do is just plug in some cables and you're ready to do your first test. So that done, let's go to the machine. So the machine comes about 90% pre-assembled. So the whole thing is here. You can see the frame is really looking sturdy, and unlike other generic laser engravers that we've used before, this one is kind of a bit high quality. Plus, it's very sturdy, so that it can allow the laser head to move at about 25,000 millimeters per minute. So that's quite fast speed. And then one of the things that sets this machine apart from all these other machines that we've been using is it comes with an integrated air assist. Here is the air assist, and what happens is instead of you having to buy an air assist and fixing it on the head, you simply need to plug it in on the machine, and after plugging it in, you can use the same power source from the machine. On this side over here, you can see a knob. Basically, this controls the amount of air that's coming from the air assist. So that's nice. Then let's come over here. We see there are a couple of safety features that the machine has. We have the emergency stop button, just in case something happens in the workshop and some fire is coming up or anything like that. You just need to press it and then your work is going to stop. Then we also have a lock mechanism. So this lock mechanism basically allows you to ensure the machine is not accidentally switched on, perhaps by your kids or anything like that. So make sure you have the keys ready, because if they get lost, I'm not sure how you're going to be able to operate the machine. Okay, then let's come to the head. You can see the laser module over here, and it has 3 lights. We have an air light, a fire light, and a lens light. So the air light basically will tell you whether the air assist is working. Then the fire light is going to beep in case there's a fire. And then you have the lens light. This one will tell you whether your lens needs to be cleaned or anything like that. Then let's continue. Over here, we have a couple of controls. can see there is a control called the frame. The frame basically is going to determine your workspace. Then of course you have the play button, which is what you are going to use. You simply need to press it when you want to do your first job. Then you have a couple of other buttons over here, the home button, the right, left, front and back. That's for moving the laser head. Coming to the side, you can see the on button, of course, where you put your power cable, and over here is where you fix your laptop, and finally over here is where you put your SD card. So you guys can see that the machine does not have touch screen. That's because it basically reads the latest file in your SD card. So when you put your SD card, it's going to read the latest file from it, and then it's going to do the job. And with that said, I think we're going now to do a couple of test runs and see how this machine performs. And just before we start, there's this small part that comes as part of the accessories. You basically use this thing to determine where to position the laser head. So if you are cutting something that's about 3 millimeters, you're just going to put your laser head over here, and then it's going to cut that 3 millimeters. If you're cutting something that's 4 to 6 millimeters, you're going to position the laser head over there, and anything that's more than 6 millimeters, you're going to do that over here. So let's just position the laser head and put some work on the honeycomb and do some test runs. So we're about to start some test cuts. We have 3 millimeters plywood over here. So let's just put it on the honeycomb and get ready for some work. Of course, for the laser head to be on the right position, we're going to use this calibration metal that they gave us. And since it's a 3 millimeter plywood, that means we're going to put the laser head up to on this top part. So just put it on top over there. Move your laser head over there. Then tighten, just adjust the knobs. Let me see. Just make sure it has reached the 3 millimeter section. Oh, not yet. So I've just tightened, I've just adjusted. Yeah, now I think we are good. So we've already set the laser head. Everything looks good. Let's just go to the machine and get our test file ready. So let's do what? Let's get square. I think we're just going to use a square for that. And then now we have to find the frame of the work area. You can simply click on frame. So you can see the laser head has just indicated the work area. I'm just going to press again so that you guys see. So there is the work area, and depending on the material that you have, you can adjust it until to a place that you feel is okay for you. Let me just see that again. Okay, so we've already found the work area. Next is simply to get the work done. Okay, so our work area is already selected. That's nice. Then you can check the settings. So over here you can decide on the settings that you want the laser head to take. You can see power is at 100%, speed at 100%, but depending on the material that you're using, you might want to increase the power or reduce the power. Of course, you also have the pass count. So if you're using a very thick material, you might want to get a couple of passes, but since this is a 3 millimeter plywood, we'll just use one pass, should be enough for that. For power, let me just reduce that to about, I think 50% should be fine. 52 should be fine. Speed, let me increase that to 300, should be fine for 3 millimeter plywood. And then I think everything looks good. I'm just going to click start. Okay, everything looks good. Everything looks good. You can still see it smoking hot. You can see the cut is very clean. I don't see any burn marks, and this is probably because we're using the air assist. Remember, the air assist is controlled using G code. You don't have to manually control it. And just to show you why an air assist is important, we're going to cut the same square again, but this time without an air assist, and then we're going to compare whether there are going to be any burn marks. So to switch off the air assist, you're just going to light burn and just select it off. And this is one of the nice things about the Falcon 2, because this whole machine powers the air assist, so you don't have to manually disconnect your air assist. Simply disconnect it from your software and you're good to go. So let's try the same cut, this time without air assist. We'll start as usual, have to get the frame. Okay, you can see where the work is going to be. Let me just adjust it. Let me try again. I think that looks good. Then we're going to use the same settings that we used before, 52%, 300 speed, and basically we're going to do. Okay guys, we're done. We can see now. I don't know if you guys can spot the difference. If you look over here, you can see some burn marks. This is without the air assist. And if you look at the first square, it's so clean with the air assist. So that's how the air assist comes into play. With the air assist, we have much cleaner cuts that have no burn marks or anything like that. And that's one of the pluses of the Falcon 2. The air assist really makes a difference, especially if you are creating small items like earrings and perhaps things that need intricate finishing. You definitely need to use the air assist. Okay, so next we're going to test how powerful this laser module is. Let's try cutting something larger. This one was a 3mm wood. Let's try something like 6mm. Let's see whether the laser module is going to be able to handle it. So now let's test 6mm plywood. We have some wood lying around the workshop. I think this one is going to be a good thing for our test. Let's put it over there. Usual stuff. Let's create a square. That should be fine. Then of course, since we've changed the material, we have to change the position of the laser head. I'll just move it. Remember, here's our calibration metal, and since we are using 6mm plywood, that means you're going to put the laser head to be on this section over here. You can see cutting thickness of basswood 4 to 6mm. Of course, if you're using any wood that is not basswood, perhaps you're using a harder kind of wood, you might want to use settings for different woods, perhaps maybe going for more than 6mm. So let's just calibrate the head. Basically unscrew the knobs. The head goes up. Take it over there. Let's see. Here that's for 3mm. This one is for 4 to 6mm. Since we're using 6mm wood, this is where we're going to leave our head at. Close the knobs. Remove the calibration metal. Think there we're good to go. From there, let's just check frame settings. Before that, let me just take the laser head to home position. Okay, so the laser head is at home position. Let's see the work area. Now we can see the work area is going to be somewhere over here, so I'll have to adjust the positioning of the material. I think that should be fine. Let me see that again. Not yet, so I need to adjust it. Yes, let me adjust it further. Yeah, that looks fine. Then from there, let's go to the settings. Power, since we're using a 6mm plywood, I'll leave the power at 100. Speed 300. Of course, I'm going to use air assist. And everything looks good, so let's just start the job. Okay, guys, that was a 6mm plywood, and you can see it has cut nicely with only a single pass. There it is. So you can see it's very clean. I don't see any burn marks on the sides. So we're going to do the same cut, but this time we're not going to use air assist so that we see the difference that it makes. So let me just put it back. Okay, so you guys, if you check the, what are they called? If you check the signals on the laser, you'll see for air right now it's in orange. When it's in orange, it means the air assist has not been enabled. So that's one of the ways you can know whether you're having air assist in your job or you don't have one. So right now it's orange, but if we had air assist, then the light will have turned green. Okay guys, that was a quick one, and you can see it cut through nicely. And here again you can see the effect of the air assist. If you look on the sides, you're going to see some burn marks over here. Compare it to this one that had no burn marks. So this one we had air assist, and this one we didn't have air assist. So the air assist really makes a difference when you're doing your own works with your laser engraver. So we've already cut a 3mm plywood. Things went nicely. Then we cut 6mm plywood. Things also went nicely. We've seen how crucial the air assist is. Right now we're going to cut this wood that we found lying around the workshop. This wood is, let me see. This wood is about, let me see. About 18, this is 18mm. So this is an 18mm wood. Been doing some tests with some other machines, but let's see how the Falcon 2 is going to perform with this one. So since this wood is about 18, what I'm going to do, I'm going to adjust the settings. Probably for the power, I'm going to put, of course, at 100. Speed I'll change to 100. Just so you know, the heavier or the thicker the metal that you're going to cut, then the slower the speed that you want to use. Because if you use low speed, then the laser is able to focus on specific areas and cut it nicely. So I've changed the speed to 100, power is 100. Then of course, since this is about 18mm, I think 2 passes will work well for it. I'm not sure, I'm very sure 2 passes will work. 1 pass, I'm sure it won't work. Then apart from that, make sure of course you use the air assists just to make your cuts cleaner. And then of course I have to set the height of the laser head depending on the material that I'm using. So since we've just changed the material, let me just move this head, adjust the knobs a little bit. Pick them up. Use my adjuster. Remember, this is about 18 millimeters, so that means I'll use this bottom layer. Put there. There we go. Then just fasten the knobs. We are good to go. So make sure you keep this thing carefully wherever you are in the workshop, because if it disappears, then you'll have to do some manual calibration and things may or may not work. With that said, let me just put on the work area. We'll do that by going to home. Okay, we are at home. Then I'm going to select the work area. So we'll just confirm the settings, speed 100, power 100, pass count 2 times. I think everything is fine. Then I'll just click on start. Guys, I can see there's a fire. The fire signal is on. I think there's something wrong with the cutting. So let me just hit the emergency button and see whether it works. And we'll see what's up with this cutting thing. So I'll just hit the emergency button. Okay, so you've seen emergency stop has just been activated. Let me just see what was happening. Well, I can see, I don't know what happened, but it seems perhaps our wood was caught up by the laser head during the cutting process. I could even see some small sparks, and you guys, if you check the video again, you see that the fire signal was on, and that's one of the safety measures that the Falcon 2 has in place. So when it detects a fire, it's going to light up this light, and from there you can check out, see whether anything's going on, and perhaps stop the machine or things like that. So I just stopped the machine by hitting the emergency button, and well, I'm going to cut this again and we see how it does on this 18mm wood. I've just gotten a new plank. Still the same size, 18mm. I've already set the laser head, and then I'm just going to remove the emergency stop button. And to remove the emergency stop button, simply twist it. You can see there's some directions where it's supposed to go. It's gone up right now. The laser is powering up. Well, things looking good. Going back to home. Of course, now I have to set the work area again. That usually happens, so I'll just set the work area again. Okay, guys, here we go. We did 2 passes. Do you guys think it cut through? Let me just check. I can say it went about 95% because I can see some cuts over here. Although you can see we had some knots over here, so this wasn't the right wood for it. But I'm sure if I went 3 passes, it will have cut through. But let me just try. It's too bad it cannot come out. So I think I'll try it again and see how this thing is going to perform. But so far, I'm impressed with the cut. I'm sure if I'd used some nice wood that doesn't have knots or anything like that, it will have gone through. But well, that's it for the test. And now, I just want to give you a couple of thoughts about the machine. So guys, that's an overview of the Falcon 2 22 watts laser engraver. It's a very sleek machine. I like the build. I like the safety features that have been incorporated in it. The emergency stop button, just in case something happens during your work, you can just press the buzzer like the American Got Talent guys. Then of course we have this lock section. In case you're having kids around your workshop, you know, they like coming to see what dad or mommy is doing. So with this lock, you can just lock the machine, nobody is going to be able to use it. And apart from that, I love the power, the speed, 25,000 millimeters per minute, that's quite fast. And then of course, the clean cut, and the biggest advantage of this is the air assist module. This module means you don't need to buy an external air assist, and plus you can control it using G-code, so that's another plus for it. So overall, nice machine. One thing that I would have wanted is definitely a touch screen. If we had a touch screen where you could see the files that you're working on, that would have been better, because right now the machine only reads the latest file that you have on your SD card. So if you have some works, perhaps maybe you have an order, you have to produce like 1,000 pieces of something, that means it's going to be a little bit slow because it only has to read the latest file on the card. So if you had a touch screen where you could select the files that you're working on, that would be better. But apart from that, overall great machine. I love the fact that you can adjust the height using these knobs at the bottom. Where are those knobs? Let me just look at them. Where are these knobs? So in case you're working with materials that are a little bit thicker or longer or something like that, you can always adjust the height of your machine using these screws over here. I love that. Plus also love the big work area. That means you can explode with your creativity, whether you're making signs or you're making, I don't know what, signet stuff or anything like that. So overall, great machine. Coming at the price is a little bit, for me, it's a little bit higher because it's going for about $1,000. But compared to what other machines we have on the market, plus its capabilities, the price is definitely worth it. So if you're a beginner with laser engraving or just want an additional machine in your workshop, this is definitely an arsenal that I want you to have. You can get it using the links in the description below. Plus, this is not a paid review, it's something that we tested, something that we love, plus it's something that we can highly recommend for anyone who wants to get started with laser engraving. So guys, if you love the review, let us know in the comment section below. Plus, if you want any more reviews, let us know. If you have any questions, let us know. Anything, let us know, because we're here for you. Thanks guys. Hit the like button, or is it the subscribe button? Hit whatever you like, and we'll see you on the next one. Lights off.